today I'm going to try a little experiment, something I haven't done yet. I have my main guitar now, the one I use more than any other guitar of the three that I have, is Francine headstock shot Epiphone Les Paul 2002. I've got a Rio Grande barbecue bucker pickups in it. I've got it now to where it gives me a nice Texasy blues tone that I like a lot. Going through my Black Star, got it sort of set up so it's real Marshall-y. So you guys, every video that I do, you probably hear me mention Billy Gibbons' name at least once, and that's the old 70s Gibbons is really what I like to go for. And I like the tone that I have. Everybody wants to get a little better tone, every player does. But one thing I'm going to do now is, and I think whoever, I got this guitar from someone else, and I didn't pay much attention when I got it to how they had it strung. I just immediately replaced the strings because they were kind of dead. But you can see on my two-piece bridge, the back piece is screwed all the way down. And you can see I've got a pretty sharp angle back there. And I've been lucky so far. I haven't broken any strings or anything like that. But the concept, if you didn't know about it, and I didn't know about it until I got this guitar, talked to another guitar player that did it, is going in from the front of where your strings go into the back of the bridge. We're talking about going in from the front, wrapping them over the top, and then letting it go over the front piece of the bridge. It is supposed to, the people who are advocates of it, Billy Gibbons being one, suggest that it gives you more sustain and that it gives you easier action. So I like the big fat tone, and I know I have heard a million times about Billy putting 7s and 8s on his guitar and still getting that big fat tone. So they don't say it's, those are for people who say it's not string gauge. I play 9s and I feel like there's nothing there, so I don't like the feel of the thinner string gauge. What I have on Francine right now are 10s, 10 on the high E, the number 1 string, and it's 46 on the number 6 string. Which like I said, I feel like it's, you know, nice thick fat tone. But who doesn't want to try to get a little better tone, right? So here's what I'm going to do. And if you guys were listening at the beginning, which if you got this far, I guess you did, we're going to see what happens when I put, what I have on here now is D'Addarios, 46 through 10. I'm going to put these 50s through 11s on here and wrap the strings. And then we'll see what kind of tone difference that maybe that makes, and how it feels and all of that sort of stuff. But my thoughts now, I kind of got halfway into it. I wonder, because they tell you to string, if you're string wrapping, that you need to screw the back piece all the way down. And it is already all the way down. So maybe my goofy ass didn't realize that it was done that way before. I strung it the standard way and through the back, which probably means I should have raised that bridge up a little bit, but I didn't. But luckily, I don't feel like I don't think I've had any ill effects to it. But I am going to attempt this. I won't make you sit here and watch me string. So see a little cut when you see me again. I'm going to have some 11s on here string wrapped, and we'll see what that shit sounds like. See you in a minute. So I have now changed my strings. We are on the wrapped string set now. You can see that angle back there is definitely drastically reduced. I've stretched them out a little bit, strung it, tuned it, jammed for a few minutes, tuned it, jammed a few minutes more, tuned it, all that fancy stuff. And my first thoughts are to compare it apples to apples. I kind of wish that I had tried it with 10s first, just to really see. Because I can tell the difference in the string gauge. Now I think for 11s, you might expect it to be tuned into standard, so tight and you know that you might not even be able to have much dexterity on your leads or anything like that. But now that bending all the way up is tougher. So my hope was that going from the 10s to the 11s, but then doing the string wrapping, which was supposed to make your action a little easier, it would level out. Well, it didn't completely level out. The action is tougher with the 11s. As far as the fullness of the sound, without hearing them back to back, it's hard to like pinpoint whether it's in my mind or not, but it sounds pretty fat to me. On the lead parts, I don't hear it as much. Even with the distortion on, I don't, or the gain channel, I mean. It may be fuzzier, a little dirtier. I haven't changed any amp settings or anything like that. So I don't know if strings maybe vibrate a little harder. Maybe I have to pick it harder. I don't know. Is it worth doing? I can't tell enough of a difference to say that it is. So that's part of the reason why I wish I'd tried it with 10s first, because then I could really say apples to apples. Is the action better? Is the sustain better? On a heavier gauge string, I mean, I don't know that it is. It's good, but I had pretty good sustain anyway. I think you can tell the difference in going upstream. So the fluidity on my leads just suffers. I may try it again with the 10s later. I'm not sure I'm happy having gone up gauge. I don't think heavier gauge strings are always better. But I am tuned to standard. Maybe if I went to half step down, then maybe the gauge would be different. Try something for shits and giggles. Maybe a little better, a little more tension, but so I might have fouled my experiment a little bit, going for different string gauge and also doing the string wrapping. But as far as that goes, I couldn't tell you. I can't really tell the difference. I can tell some of the difference in the sound of the string gauge and going up, but as far as the string wrapping, at the very least, going up the string gauge eliminated the difference that it would have made. But I can't really tell any difference. So, but if you've done it and you can tell a difference, if I totally screwed the pooch going up a string gauge in my experiment, hit me up down in the comments. Let me know. If you think I ought to try it again with 10s, let me know. But anyway, we'll see. I got them on here, so that's how I'll play it for a little bit, but we'll see how it works out. See you.